Hello YouTube, Triumph Guy here today, and I'm going to be changing the lower front control arms on this Audi A6 C5. So let's get to it. Now before we start, I had to get some welding done on this, and that involved removing the subframe. And look, garage haven't put that on, so that's why I've got a warning light on at the moment about the adaptive lights. So just underneath the CV joint there is a bolt which is 18mm. Now I'm using a long aviation spanner. Now the reason being is obviously it will give us a bit more torque behind it when we're undoing it, and it's quite slim to get in there. You're not going to get a socket in there. Now we'll put an affiliate link in the comments for these aviation spanners and the splitter you're going to need in a bit. Now I will get a small commission, but it costs you no extra and you'll be supporting the channel. I suggest getting a ratchet spanner in there just because of the space again for the socket. Now where this sits inside the steering knuckle itself, it can get quite tight. Now you can either hit the steering knuckle itself, you can use one of these splitters or a number of them splitters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try first using that one. The old splitter didn't really fit and it didn't really work, so I did just use the fork one in the end. Now it won't actually pop out, it will just sort of lower slightly because it'll still be under tension under the bolts on the subframe itself. I've also put a bottle jack underneath the other arm just to prop the whole side up ever so slightly to give us a bit more space with the fork. As you can see now, it's slightly lowered. So all we're going to do now is undo this bolt here. So get a large ratchet on there. It'll feel stiff at first, and then as soon as it feels like it's spinning on the other side, then get the spanner in. And then what you'll find is actually it then becomes hand loose, so you'll just be able to do that by hand. Now pulling this bolt out is a bit of a pickle, so get a open-end spanner just to try and pull it out like that. I also jacked the other side of the car up just to see if that would help, and it does take a bit of wiggling to get out. You do have to sort of move the arm around, etc. Another technique is a set of locking pliers and then gently sort of hit it with a hammer. Got the bolt out most of the way, and then what I did is I just hit the arm out the ball joint itself a few times with a hammer, and then this allowed us to flex the arm whilst pulling out the bolt. Careful of the brake lines there, as you don't want to damage them. On this particular car, I didn't actually have to move them. I just managed to get the bolt out. Right, so before we put them back in, just make sure that these are the same width. That's caught me out before. And make sure you've definitely got the right side. So we've got left here. So now all we're going to do is get it sort of put back in, put the nut and bolt in, and then we'll put the nut on the end of that. A point to note, these are one-time use, so we're just going to go and measure this up against the kit to make sure we've got the right ones. So we're going to put the bolt in and then the nut in, and we're just going to do it up by hand, nice and sort of snug. Once that's done, then we can then move on to getting the ball joint one in as well. Again, just do the ball joint nut down nice and snug with your hands. The ratchet spanner to snug it down. And then we're going to snug these down with a ratchet and a spanner. This is then done up to 75 Nm of torque, and the ball joint one is done at 66 Nm of torque. Ensure that the vehicle is at its ride height by jacking up the suspension. As you can see, it's all fitted, so please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.